What's up, y'all? Welcome to the first episode of the Hunter's Log Truth in the Stand, where we sit down with hunters from all over to talk stories, memories, and what keeps us going back to the woods. Today I've got my pawpaw with me. We're gonna swap a few hunting stories, share some laughs, and maybe pick up a few tips along the way. So grab a seat and let's get into it. So we have some questions, and the first category is getting to know you. How did you get started into hunting?
Well, when I was about, I'd say 14 or 15, I had a friend I went to church with, and he loved to hunt. He invited me to go hunting down south with him down Hamburg, deer hunting. So I'd never been deer hunting, so I went down there with him. And that's where I first started hunting. That's how I got into hunting with him. His name was Henry Harris.
That's cool. And the second question is, what got you hooked on it? Or who got you hooked on it?
Well, the same guy I just mentioned, Henry Harris. He took me hunting, he took me fishing. Every time he'd go, he'd invite me to go with him, and he's the one that got me hooked on hunting.
Okay, and what's your earliest hunting memory?
Well, one of the first memories that I can remember is we were down in Hamburg deer hunting. We got down there, we drove all the way from here down there. We got down there about 4 o'clock in the morning, laid back in the car seats and took a nap till about 5:30. And then we got up and went out there and got on where we was going to hunt. And I just found this big tree, and I backed myself up to this tree and kicked the leaves and everything away from me where it wouldn't even make no rustling noise or nothing. And then I was sitting there listening and watching for a deer. It was on a big old burn-off field out there. And they told me that the deer come across that field all the time, but I kept hearing some kind of grunting noise behind me. I didn't know what it was. And I kept turning both ways trying to look behind me, and I couldn't see around this big tree I was leaned up against. And then all of a sudden I heard a blowing noise. And there was a big buck standing right behind that tree, snorting and blowing at me. I finally got to around where I could see it, and when I seen it, he seen me, and he run off.
And what does hunting mean to you personally?
Well, personally, I like to go into the woods, even if I don't kill nothing. I just like being out in the woods. It's just a calm and a peace to me being in the woods.
And what if you had to describe yourself as a hunter in one word, what would that be?
Old.
Old.
I'm just too old to get out there and do it like I used to. I used to just love to get out and hunt, but I hadn't hunted probably in 4 or 5 years now.
We have another set of questions, and this category is stories from the woods. Tell me about one of your most unforgettable hunts.
Well, I guess it would be a dove hunt. Me and Henry went to Brooklyn. The guy had a cornfield there that he had bush hogged several different spots down into the corn, made good hunting ground and all for us. I was walking across the field, going over to get over on the tree line and stand. And as I walked across the field, someone hollered, "Look up!" I looked up, the dove was flying right toward me. I raised my gun and shot, and that dove dropped right in front of my feet. And I picked it up, put it in my game pouch. I said, "Man, this is going to be a good hunt. This is going to be a good hunt today." And then all of a sudden, box and a half of shells later, I finally killed another bird.
Have you ever had a hunt that went completely wrong?
I guess everybody has a hunt like that. Again, we were dove hunting down in Harrisburg, a friend of mine's field beside his house. I had my middle son with me, and he was standing right beside me. He wasn't but about 12 years old. And I told him, I said, now son, you gotta be careful where you point that gun so we don't shoot each other. I said, you shoot that way and I'll shoot this way. He said, okay, Dad. Well, here comes some dove, and he got excited and he threw his gun up right over the top of my head, and the barrel hit my shoulder, and he fired that gun off, and I couldn't hear nothing for 2 or 3 days after that.
What's your favorite animal to go after and why?
Well, I like deer hunting, but I like dove hunting also. And dove is just a challenge. You got to know what you're doing when you dove hunt. I mean, you got to know how far to lead them. And if they're flying towards you, you got to learn to shoot below them. And if they're flying away from you, you shoot above them. And it's just a challenge. Dove hunting is a challenge.
I think that too. What? Alright, would you say hunting by yourself or with a buddy is better?
I like hunting with another guy because you never know what's going to happen in the woods.
Yeah.
And you never know when you're going to need some help. And in that way, if you do kill a deer, you got somebody to help you drag it out. And if you fall and hurt yourself, you got somebody there that'll come check on you eventually.
Yeah. And this is a new category, gears and tips. What's one piece of gear you never leave behind?
Your weapon.
Yep. Do you have any pre-hunt rituals or good luck routines?
Yeah. Don't buy gas the day you're going hunting. Always get it the day before.
What's your go-to setup and strategy during deer season?
Well, I always like to go out before I go hunting, scout the area I'm gonna hunt, look for signs of scrapes and rubs and deer poop on the ground, and let you know that they've been there or
Yep.
they'll be coming through, whatever,
Yep. And when the deer aren't moving, what's your backup plan?
Go to the house.
Yep.
Don't waste your time out there.
Any quick advice for someone just getting into hunting?
Well, they got so many different videos and different things nowadays that they didn't have when I first started hunting. And, if you've got access to that, that can help you a whole lot if you'll watch those.
And the next category is traditions and mindset. What keeps you passionate about hunting every year?
Going.
Yep.
Every time you go, you get passionate about the next year.
The next question is, do you have any family or buddy traditions you keep going every year, every season?
Well, I tried to do that when I was younger with my boys and my grandsons also with dove hunting. I always tried to take them every year. And when my grandsons got up old enough to go hunting, I'd let them carry a BB gun. And then finally they got them a shotgun. And yeah, we always tried to go dove hunting.
Yep. How has hunting changed for you since you started it?
Well, the older you get, the less agile you get. The less you can move around and climb and stuff like that, So with age, it takes a toll on you. But other than that, I still enjoy it. In fact, I work for a deer processor now, and I process deer.
If you could give one message to all hunters out there, what would it be?
Don't take a sound shot. Make sure you see what you're shooting at.
Yep. What's something hunting has taught you about your life?
It's a means of survival. It's a means of providing for the family. And it's also a means of escape. You can go into the woods and escape the chaos of daily life.
Sure can. Alright. Man, that was a great conversation. Big thanks to my grandpa for joining us today and sharing some awesome hunting stories. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to Hunting NEA, and share it with a fellow hunter. We've got plenty more stories coming your way. The Hunter's Log, Truth from the Stand. Until next time, stay safe, shoot straight, and we'll see you in the woods.